Hey, how's it going? I'm going to try to do a new series here called The Day in the Life of a Programmer or Engineer, something like that. And the whole point is, I don't know, it's just going to be like a little vlog type thing. So as my career advances, maybe some other people need a little help understanding what works and what doesn't, because I know I sure did. And I'm just hoping these will help. I gotta walk to my car. Hold on. Okay, well, I sort of need some questions to go off of, to be honest, but there's a few things on my mind that I'm going to talk about, as I just had some good news today about things that happened and things that have worked for me so far. Getting a degree certainly helped. Having a GitHub that has some actual stuff on it that people like helped. Helped. So why am I saying helped? How do I say this? Well, I just got offered a new job, and it's quite good. Hold on, I gotta make a turn. Okay, and well, I'm going to go pick up my kid from school today, but I thought I'd talk to you guys a little while I'm driving, because I like talking when I'm driving. It seems to work well for me for some reason. Okay, so I just landed a new job. I really wanted the job. It was right up my alley. It was C++. It involved a lot of linear algebra stuff. So I got an interview lined up, went and did the interview, and some other people interviewed, and they said, hey, we'll let you know after we do all the interviews. And they let me know. I got it. So what did I do at this interview that was like so special that made me get picked over everybody else too? It's a nice job. It's a cushy job. I don't want to speak about it too much. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. But let's just say it's about as good of a job as I could possibly get for my livelihood. Like, I couldn't imagine anything with a healthier environment. It seems very, very good. So I need this for my family, of course. It's great. And okay, so let's get to it. Why would they pick me over anybody else? Why did they? Now, I don't know all their reasons, but I can tell you how the interview went and what I think I did right and what I think I did wrong, and maybe a little bit of what was the expectations seemed like. So let's start with the basics. What did I wear? I had this beard and this hair. I didn't do anything too special other than make sure it wasn't like a mangled mess and, you know, the usual stuff of hygiene. So I didn't like over pamper myself. I wore a dress shirt. I had a coat on, a little jacket, because it was a breezy, cold day on the entire time. So I don't even know if they saw my shirt, but they could see at the top that it was buttoned up. So they probably didn't even really know what I was wearing. And, you know, slacks and nice black shoes. Actually, Geek Squad shoes that are like 12 years old from when I worked at Geek Squad, but they work great as dress shoes because they're all black, and I don't. So I didn't like dress super nice. I didn't go in a tux or anything like that, like some people do. I was just myself. I just showed up. I looked nice, not overdoing it, and I was myself. And that's what I do. I wouldn't want to overdo it. One of the things I do when trying to work with new people in general is I try to be myself and not overcompensate on the first meet, because that sets the wrong everything. They'll think I'm something I'm not, but maybe. But what more than likely happens when you try to do that is they see right through it. People are really good at seeing through BS. People can tell when you're lying. It's better to just be genuine and honest. So I think that plays a lot in my favor, because that's how I've gotten every other job. Like, I worked at a bioinformatics lab before this, and that's not an easy position to get. I didn't even know anything about bioinformatics, but I'm a programmer and I love working with data, and I can do that sort of thing. So when I went and met with the guy in charge of hiring, he liked me, so he hired me over anybody else. And I think maybe the same thing happened here. There was a lot of questions. There was there's some coding parts. My intense, unwavering study of C++ most certainly helped in this interview, because they gave me a problem, and I was able to whiteboard it out from beginning to end without any significant hiccups. Like, I solved the entire thing, and it wasn't something that hard, but it also wasn't something that easy. In fact, I honestly don't think I would be able to do it just from my schooling alone. It was me working on other projects that enabled me to get the skills to do this whiteboard question well, because I spent so much time on my own projects and just digging into C++ for solutions for a lot of different things, that some of them were still relevant. So that all sticks with you when you really use it. When you just do it once for a class, it doesn't stick with you that well. But since I basically did a lot of the things that they were asking for, I was like, okay, yeah, I've done this, I know how to do this, is what I thought in my head. And when they asked me the question, I kind of walked through out loud what I was thinking, how I should solve it. So they said, okay, we're going to ask you a question. We basically want to see how you do, how your mind works. So I thought about their question, I answered out loud how I planned to solve it, and then I did it in code. And they asked me a few other questions like, well, what if this or what if that? And I provided some ways to change the code to make that work. And they seemed overall okay. Now, this didn't go perfect. I messed up a little bit. I couldn't remember some of the syntax. Like, I was like, oh, this function from this library, I can't remember exactly how it's spelled, getLine. I was like, you could just use getLine here, but I couldn't for the life of me remember the parameters of getLine. And I think I might have messed them up on the whiteboard, but I just kind of went with it. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's right. But I was thinking, I kind of thought out loud, because they said they wanted to know my thought process. So I was like, okay, you could just use getLine here, or you could do a CN. And, I could just kind of like spitball a couple ideas, and I was like, well, I'd prefer to use this, like so. And I always mention if I wasn't sure about something. Like, one of the things that they kind of teach you in school, especially when you're taking tests and quizzes, is just give your best answer. And that doesn't work so well in interviews. I mean, you do want to give your best answer, but you also want to preface it with, that's something I would need to research more before giving a good answer. And then say, but if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure it's something like this. So a few of the questions went like that. Like, I didn't know the answer, so I said something along those lines, and also give some a lot of sample experience for when I'm done things when they ask. Also, a lot of interest in the company helps. You should be very interested in the company you're going to work for. If you're not, you're probably not doing the right thing. And maybe you just need money, and maybe you just want any job. I understand that too. But you've got to be interested. I'm a big advocate of being interested in what you're doing. It's your life. Go do what interests you. And yes, you got to find a way to make that thing make money, which isn't always easy. I get that too, because I'm an artist at heart. I have been doing creative things for my entire life pretty much, and never once have been paid for any of them. So I get that that's a thing too. So you got to make that work somehow. And I think the best way is to just get really good at your skill, as good as you can, and learn how to market yourself, learn how to talk to people, join whatever groups you need to for support. Stay positive. Don't put yourself down. You will make mistakes. Don't put yourself down for it. Understand that mistakes are just learning. It's okay. It's better that it happens now than later, because later you'll know if it happens now. So if it happens now, you're good. If it happens later, well, it could cost you something. So go out and make mistakes, as many as you can, as quick as you can, in a way, not to any real extreme, but you gotta get that stuff out of the way. I like to say, when I'm gaming with my friends, sometimes when we have a bad night or a bad run, we'll say something like, okay, we tried, we got stomped, but hey, at least we got that out of the way. We can start fresh again here with new knowledge about things we didn't know before, and so that makes us stronger. And we end up winning a lot of stuff as a group of teammates, just because of that. Not because we're more skilled, but because we're really willing to be honest with ourselves. That's a thing. All right, well, other things for getting a job, don't be afraid to reach out to recruiters. They're there to help you. Don't be afraid to just reach out to any companies you're truly interested in. Just be heartfelt in your little forward to the company, your cover letter. If they're generic, companies don't really like generic. Well, some do. If it's not a very personal company, they won't care. It's like, well, you do the work. That's all they care about. But those can be real soul-crushing in my experience. So I wouldn't recommend a job like that anyway. You should do something you're passionate about, and that will really help you a lot. So get out there, keep programming, keep updating your stuff, keep working on things. Try to work on things that matter, make a difference, help people. That way you'll get some stars on your repos, and you'll get a lot of good feedback, and it'll be easier to maintain good relationships, which will bring you a brighter future and hopefully a brighter paycheck too, to all you. I wish all you well. If you're watching my channel, thank you so much. I didn't know what to expect when I started this. I wanted to do a lot of tutorials. Tutorials are incredibly tedious. They really are, and they're hard to get right, because if you mess up one thing, it's a lot of editing. So I'm gonna mix it up. All right, until next time, peace out, guys. Love you.